So the Olympic Games begin Friday night in Rio de Janeiro. Rio. Once upon a time, Rio was like one of those exotic locations where people would go on, vacation, and they'd enjoy themselves because it was Rio. Some people wrote musical plays about Rio, and oh no, that's Argentina. Oh, well, then forget about that. But they used to go to Rio because it was supposed to be a beautiful place. And it is, if you like places that have large waterways filled with human excrement and parasites that could enter into your body and cause your intestines to kind of get all mushy and juicy. That's not what I want to do. Can you imagine that? There are 13,000 athletes converging on Rio this week for the opening ceremonies, and it's going to be a spectacular. The bathrooms are going to be full. In fact, some of the porta potties may actually be filled to the ceilings with people whose colons are blowing up, and not because of the concessions. Oh no, because of the contaminated water in Rio. Everything I'm reading suggests that Rio is somewhat of a shithole, and I don't mean that as an insult. I mean it's literally a shithole where bodies of water are 1.7 million times more contaminated than is allowed in the United States or Europe. Think about that. 1.7 billion times. And that's acceptable because they've had years to clean it up. And here we are looking at the Olympic Games where some events, like the aquatic events, sailing, rowing, the triathlon where all the participants have to swim, will be swimming in a festering pool of shit. Think about that. You would be safer constructing a high dive platform over the festering containment tanks at Bondi's Island, which, for those of you who don't know what Bondi's Island is, it's a wastewater treatment facility which has these tanks loaded with human excrement that's squeezed and manipulated into regular drinking water. It's delicious. But in Rio, that water's not filtered, so you're getting the raw stuff, raw sewage, as opposed to the filtered, acceptable sewage. It's raw. You don't want raw. But this is what they're doing. So you've got representatives from 300 different countries all converging on this one place. The Olympic Village is falling apart. They've got clogged toilets and flooding and all kinds of terrible things in the places that Olympic athletes have spent the last 4 years of their lives sacrificing, training, working out, giving up all kinds of things in their life for this one moment. And you arrive at Rio all excited to win the Olympic gold, and you go into your room and you see sewage dripping down the walls. The first thing you should do when you go to the Olympics as an athlete is train for your event, not pull the bed against the wall for the outside chance that shit is going to splash on you like you're in the front row of a Gallagher show. That shouldn't happen. The Olympics. I want to watch only because I think it'll be interesting to see how much vomiting there will be during the rowing events. It'll be interesting to see whether any of the triathletes drown in human feces. It'll be interesting to see what kind of shape everyone's going to be in after almost 3 weeks of competition in inhospitable areas. Now, obviously, if you're living in a third world country, going to stay at the Olympic Village is kind of like staying at the Ritz-Carlton with better room service. But my understanding is if you are looking to take your life into your own hands, then Rio is the place to go. But if you're looking to have a vacation where you might survive without catching some sort of virus or bacteria, go somewhere else. Go somewhere else.